Happy New Year! Welcome home. Welcome back. Happy Christmas. Happy dinosaurs. Hippie New Year, etc. No, I'm not drunk. I'm just excited to be working on New Year's Day. um, I'm going to do three little videos for you. It's currently Sunday, the 1st of January 2017. My name is Shane Nagle, and I am obviously your ELA for the Capstone unit, in case you've forgotten. I'm going to do three little videos. This one is a general hello, welcome back scenario. The other two are going to be as follows. One, I'm going to go through the brief and some past student examples for the design proposal, the new big 25% assessment task that starts today or tomorrow, and that you work on as a group and individually. And the other video I'm going to do is on the Capstone Journal Assessment 4, which has been theoretically going since week 1, but some of you might not have started yet. I don't know, not sure. Doesn't matter, so long as you get it done in the end. But what I'm going to propose in that video is that you get started really soon and catch up on previous activities that relate to the Capstone Journal. So each week you should have had X number of words written, 200 to 300 I think it is, 250 to 300. And some research done. And now I'm going to suggest that what you do is you actually create a template and start populating that on a weekly basis if you haven't already done it. I know some of you are up to date, but I'm pretty sure some aren't. So in that video, I'll also show you some past examples of Capstone Journal work from previous students. So you should get a good sense of what's happening. So that's it really. Some lovely dinosaurs that I found in a gift shop in Phillip Island when I was down there a week or so ago. And actually, I think this was month before Christmas, but then I just found it again today, and it reminded me of my little trip to Phillip Island, and they're kind of Christmassy, so what the hell. But what I want to show you really first is we're just going to look at all the work you've done today. Look at all this. You guys have been chipping away on this unit for 6 weeks plus, and look at all that stuff you've done there. And we're up to this one here, week 7. And if you go into that tab, you'll see that there are currently 4 threads. There might be a 5th one, which are going to contain this video, but it's not there yet. And each of these are basically broken up to individual components, which is from Studio 2, into 3 different threads, and the group work component for the design proposal into 1. And that's got the little video there. And there's another video here for the Capstone Journal, which is also sort of part of one of your activities to do this week, obviously. And then we've got your design proposal development. Now that's the individual component of your design proposal. So, you know, you're starting now to break off into individual component work. Not that you haven't already done that, but there's a real emphasis on that for this design proposal. And you can start to document that process here or ask questions about it here in this thread. And this one here is where you're continuing your work, looking at your digital folio. Again, assessment 5. If you're a little bit behind, it's good to catch up. The fellow in the background here is my old boss, Mimo Cellino, taken before I met him. But this is a photo of a folio that he and Connor Slanis, one of his partners back in the days of All Australian Graffiti in the 70s, designed to carry around their physical work, their printed illustration work and design work from the time. They were a design and illustration studio. And they were quite something back in the day. And why I put this here is because I think it's an inspiring example of how someone thought outside the box, excuse the pun, at the time, and used humour. And these guys were a great bunch of characters, and they, you know, demonstrated that in their folio designs. Beautiful kangaroo suitcase or briefcase that was designed and built by a fella called Rob Reed. Now here, there's some links to various present-day digital folios or websites, folio sites, to help you get inspired for one of the activities that you have to do, which is to research digital folios from the industry. Another thread here is the group work, the A2 or the Assessment 2 design proposal. And attached here will be a video, and I'll go, in that video I'll go through the brief and show you examples of previous design proposals. The third tab has got the Capstone Journal, which is where I'll attach the other video about the Capstone Journal brief and show you examples of previous student work there. And the fourth tab has got the Christmassy dinosaur toys, and this is where you can post or ask questions about your design proposal development. And here, what you're going to do is begin to brainstorm and sketch ideas for your individual responsibility component from the design proposals. So if we go to learning materials for week 7, we start off with an introduction well, probably not introduction to, you probably know Paul Rand's work by now. This is a lovely little sort of insight into his work that he did for Steve Jobs' company Next. Anyway, this is him pitching his design proposal for the rebranding of Next, or the branding of Next. So it kind of should whet your appetite for what the design proposal brief is all about. And we've got the Nagle Studio self-checks, which I hope you're using because they are a really good way to keep up to date. And as you see, if we go to Studio 1, there's me and Nagle and Nikki in a little video, part 1 of 4 different videos where we're talking about collaboration. Now, I'm so pleased with the way virtually all of you have collaborated in the lead up to the design strategy assessment task, that some of this may or may not seem superfluous, but we need to cover it, and I'm just really pleased that you guys are kind of up to date with all of that by the way you've been working. So now as you flick down here, you'll see that there are 3 activities in Group Work Studio, and then if we go over to Individual Studio, you'll see there are another 3 activities there. So with those 3 activities for group work and individual work, plus the requirement or the request that I'm making, suggestion I'm making, that you kickstart your Capstone journals with, sooner rather than later. It's not due to be submitted till the end of the unit, but there's so much work to do over the next 6 weeks that I don't want you all to get backed up with too much to do in the last couple of weeks. So what I'm suggesting you do in that other video is catch up to date with all the tasks for your Capstone journal, the content and the research. Make sure you've got everything ready, and then actually begin to populate a design and populate an InDesign template. And so that each week that follows from here, week 8, 9, 10, 11, you're going to have material. As you create the material, you're going to be able to pop it straight into the template, and then you can just do proof checks and finalize it before submission. So that'll be my suggestion that I'll make in that other video. So that's it for now, really. Yeah, look, I mainly wanted to say hello and wish you well. And hopefully you've got a lot of energy up your sleeve. Hopefully you can apply that energy as diligently as you have already. Perhaps even more so if you've, if you didn't find enough time for this unit in the first 6 weeks. I'm going to encourage you all to really find that time and to allow that time to really get fantastic work in the outcome, in the design proposal outcome, and your Capstone journal and your digital folio design. Because as you all know or are beginning to see and realise, design is iterative. Design is a process, and it requires, coming up with something, making it, looking at it, standing back, assessing it, refining it, changing it, recreating it or refining it, bringing it out, assessing it again. The really successful documents that were submitted for your team's design strategies are the ones that went through various iterations. And you can see that as soon as you look and read a document. And we're going to be really looking for that level of detail and refinement in these design proposals and in the components that you're actually designing as part of your design proposal. So details, refinements, thoroughness, care, all those things are going to have to be applied to really get the big marks. So I just want to encourage you all to dig deep. You've only 6 more weeks to go. I know you've got a huge amount on your plates just to survive and live and have your jobs and your families and everything else. But it's only another 6 weeks. So see if you can dig in and find that extra time and really apply yourself. So anyway, enough said, I'm rambling on. I will speak to you in the other videos and look forward to chatting to you on Blackboard and real-time board. Okay, over and out.